Never outshine the master. Always make those above you feel comfortably superior. Hide the extent of your own talents, as your masters may otherwise feel insecure. The better you make your master appear, the greater the level of power you will attain. Those above you want to feel secure and superior in their positions. This may involve making a few harmless mistakes so that you can ask your master for help. If, however, you are more naturally charming than your master, it would be best to avoid working for them entirely. Never put too much trust in friends, learn how to use enemies. Conceal your intentions. Always say less than necessary. Powerful people know how to impress others by saying less. The more you say, the more likely it is that you will end up saying something foolish. As people are constantly trying to work out what others appear to be thinking, silence makes them feel uncomfortable. By controlling what you reveal, you can wield great power. After all, they are likely to fill in the silences you leave, revealing more information about their own intentions and weaknesses. So much depends on reputation, guard it with your life. Your reputation is the cornerstone of your power. You can use it to intimidate and win, but if it becomes tarnished, you open yourself up to being vulnerable to attack. Make your reputation impenetrable, and predict attacks before they occur. Aid yourself in this endeavor by destroying your enemies by exploiting holes in their reputations and letting the public destroy them. A solid reputation can double your strength and distract potential opponents from discovering what you're really like. It increases your presence and your strengths without having to expend much energy. Court attention at all costs. Get others to do the work for you, but always take the credit. Make other people come to you, use bait if necessary. Win through your actions, never through argument. Any triumph you gain through argument will be short-lived. Resentment will fester in your opponents instead of a genuine change of opinion. Instead, let your actions speak for you. If people agree with you through your actions instead of your words, you are more likely to sway lasting opinions. Words are a dime a dozen, and people will say anything to prove a point. Action is where you demonstrate your beliefs. Infection. Avoid the unhappy and the unlucky. Learn to keep people dependent on you. Use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victim. When asking for help, appeal to the self-interests of others, never to their mercy or gratitude. If you must ask for help, make sure your request includes a benefit for your ally that you can exaggerate beyond proportion. When your ally sees that there is something in it for them, they are more likely to respond with enthusiasm. Self-interest is the greatest motivator for people. Once you master the art of working out what others want and using it to further your own plans, there will be no limits on what you can accomplish. Pose as a friend, work as a spy. Crush your enemy totally. Use absence to increase respect and honor. Keep others in suspended terror. Cultivate an air of unpredictability. Do not build fortresses to protect yourself. Isolation is dangerous. Know who you're dealing with, don't offend the wrong person. Choose your opponents wisely. There are some people that once defeated, will spend the rest of their lives seeking revenge. Consequently, it pays to not offend the wrong person. The skill of correctly measuring people is the most important with regard to getting and maintaining power. Be sure to know everything about a person before you work with them. However, don't rely on your instincts to get an understanding of a person, and never trust appearances. Watch your target over a long period of time to get a truer picture of their nature. Don't commit to anyone. Play a sucker to catch a sucker, appear dumber than your mark. No one enjoys feeling stupid. Consequently, A great trick is to make your opponents feel smarter than you. Once they believe themselves to be more intelligent, they will never suspect that you have any ulterior motives. Use the surrender tactic. Transform weakness into power. Concentrate your forces. Play the perfect courtier. Recreate yourself. Do not accept the role that society has given you. Forge your own identity, one that commands attention. Master your image rather than letting others dictate it for you. Remake yourself into a figure of power as if molding yourself from clay. To do this, you must first be self-aware, and you must learn to master your emotions. Then, you must create a memorable character. From here, you can learn to play many roles to adapt to what any given situation requires of you. However, remember that overacting can be counterproductive. Keep your hands clean. Create a cult-like following by playing on people's need to believe. Enter action with boldness. Everyone admires the bold. The timid are frowned upon. Consequently, you shouldn't choose a course of action half-heartedly. Your doubts will become apparent and will tarnish your reputation. It's always better to act boldly. Any mistakes made are easily compensated by acting even more audaciously. Few are born bold. It's a habit that needs to be cultivated. It must be practiced. Likewise, timidity is also a learned trait. If you find yourself acting timidly, you must root this out and replace it with acts of boldness instead. Plan all the way to the end. Always plan until the end. This means thinking through every possibility that could prevent you from reaching your end goal. Thus, you will be able to accommodate for any surprises along the way and secure your future. Most people are too trapped by their emotions in the moment to see ahead, so this will give you the upper hand. Plan in detail before you act, and don't succumb to making any vague plans. Your end goal must always be crystal clear. Make your accomplishments seem effortless. Control the options, get others to play with the cards you deal. Play into people's fantasies. Discover each man's thumbscrew. Be royal in your own fashion. Act like a king to be treated like one. Master the art of timing. Never seem to be in a rush. Patience is a virtue. Learn to bide your time, and only strike when the timing is right. As time is a perception, by mastering your emotions, you can make time seem to move more slowly and lengthen your perception of the future. This allows you to become more patient and to see the bigger picture. Disdain things you cannot have. Ignoring them is the best revenge. Create compelling spectacles. Think as you like, but behave like others. Stir up waters to catch fish. Despise the free lunch. Avoid stepping into a great man's shoes. Strike the shepherd, and the sheep will scatter. Work on the hearts and minds of others. Disarm and infuriate with the mirror effect. Preach the need for change, but never reform too much at once. Never appear too perfect. Don't go past the mark you aimed for. In victory, learn when to stop. Assume formlessness. By being tangible, you open yourself up to attack. To be malleable, adaptable, and on the move makes you ungraspable. Accept that everything, everywhere changes, and embody this truth. By being as fluid as water, you protect yourself from the ever-shifting nature of reality. By refusing to adapt and to change, you fail to evolve and your power will be usurped. The powerful are constantly adapting. And their power comes from the speed at which they can change.